It could be a drone, and then some of them are plasmoids,
Yeah.
and then some of them this. It makes it a lot harder.
Keeping them suspended in confusion
Yeah.
is an actual tactic.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
You can't unify if you're in confusion.
Yeah, and you can also, I mean, I suppose you can just disseminate false info through the ranks as well in that case, and be like, here, we'll tell the police, we'll do this for the police, or we'll do this to CIA, or we'll do this to the FBI. And now the answers are conflicting, and it's up for debate still. Meanwhile, they're fixing whatever's happening.
Yeah.
What do you think is the move? Because I've speculated that much as well, that that's what's going on. They're covering something with more things, right? They're just in magic, we have an expression: the larger motion hides the smaller motion. So if I were to do like if I were to do this and just vanish the pen, that's a small motion.
Yeah.
Your eyes are kind of like on my hands, but if I go now there's like more, the bigger motion hides the smaller motion.
Yeah.
And that happens too. So if you got like specific drones going around, well, let's get more drones. And now it's like, now the misdirect is happening. Where do we land once the drone situation is resolved? How do they, the people who are, doing all the activity, how do they break that to people?
So you mean now that it's over and off the news and...
Yeah, like what do they say? Like, how do they resolve it? Like, obviously on the news they said, oh, it's just FAA, whatever, but it's still going on now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once they really figure out what's been going on, how do they tell us everything's okay now? Do they go, oh, it was just an exercise? Or do they, like, where's your head there? What do you think they...
I think that saying that it's an exercise is one way, which is kind of, to some degree, that's coming out. And it really depends on what was the purpose and what is the outcome. So whatever they figure out is the truth, then, where you're going to go from there depends on how you want people to perceive that truth or an untruth. You get what I'm saying? Like, if it is an actual UAP, right, then it's like, we still don't want people to know that. So
that's right, yeah.
We have to say that it was a training exercise. Maybe people will get with that, or we have to say that it was us running some special mission, secret mission, where it gives me an out, because it's like, oh, that's why we couldn't tell you, because it was a secret mission. Sorry about that, but this was for national security.
Yeah.
So, and then most of us patriots would be like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, got it.
They did what they had to do.
Yeah, they did what they had to do, and it did make us uncomfortable, but we understand that
for the greater good.
It's for the greater good. Yeah. So we'll explain it away, and then we'll also explain it away to our friends. Because we want to be right, and we want to know that our version of the way the story turns out and what we agree with is right. So we'll pass that. We'll perpetuate that cycle.
Yeah, personal. That's that hook again.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to that in a second, because that's really interesting. And that's like, I feel like that's the baseline of PSYOP is that hook.
Yeah.
When you see somebody like Jake Barber or Lou Elizondo or any of these guys, muggles, us here, we're watching this stuff and we're commenting PSYOP, or like, this is does that ever go through your mind as well? Or is there ever a point where you rule out the PSYOP completely?
I never rule it out me personally, because I've seen people on mass scales, and I've been a part of people on mass scales. Like, perfect example. There is nothing more trippy than for you. I was tactical PSYOP, so we only worked in teams of 3 with one local national or foreign national that will work with us to kind of help us understand culture, and that, because sometimes we may think it's okay to put this on a flyer, but that actually means, like, to hell with your mom,
Right.
So that person will help us understand the culture and how that culture operates a little bit deeper, who lives there. So we worked in these very small teams. There's nothing more trippy than to see something that you and a team of, you're a team of 3, so 2 other people, and this one other person, dreamt up as to how to manipulate and what you want the people to say and what you want the people to do, and then start communicating with people in that environment, in that group or that tribe or in that culture. and they start saying back to you things that you wrote that you wanted them to say on a board, but they're saying it like it's their discovery, like it's their truth now. Nothing will blow your mind more and make you feel like you are also programmed. You're like, whoa, what the hell am I saying then? What am I doing? Did somebody also write that on the board somewhere and say, this is what we want Hakim and people like Hakim to say? And it's nothing more trippy. It's like, again, it's like you're in a dream.
It's a magic trick.
It's a magic trick. Yes, exactly. You're like looking at somebody and you want them to believe that it's magic and that it was like it came out of the ether and you got these wizard abilities, but really you're like, that's what I wanted you to believe, but I actually just did this thing. And that's overwhelming.
Mm.
And if you know, not if, let me own it. So me coming back and having aspects of PTSD, right? One of the biggest was that I didn't trust anything. You know, every freaking thing in my world was an illusion. I had been behind the curtain, brother. I was the Wizard of Oz, me and my crew, you know? So I'm pulling the strings and making people think the wizard, oh, he's got these magic powers and stuff like that. And then you see behind the curtain, if you are awakened and cerebral, some people can disassociate from that. But once I started having this deeper understanding, it started really getting to me. I was just like, man, I'm in Oz, you know? I'm in Oz. I'm a part of Oz. I'm helping perpetuate Oz. It's crazy. It's like, it's profound, you know?
I expect there's like a certain level of guilt there as well that comes along with that. And
it's a whole lot
part of the
guilt,
post-traumatic stuff. Yeah.
And that's why I started, I went out and I started doing talks and I've been working on this book called Pinocchio's Liberation, this idea of this, doll that's controlled being liberated, through understanding and knowledge about what is happening in the world and how those strings are all on all of us, but it's recognizing that this string is pulling me this way and saying, oh, nope, I don't want to go that way. I don't want to go that way. That's this attention, this attentiveness to my feelings and my emotions, stuff that you would get through deep meditation and deep self-reflection, to pull away from that and say, okay, well, maybe I'm being led down this path. And I want to be an active participant in understanding whether or not I want to go down that way or I'm going to go another way versus just going down that way like a zombie and not realizing it.